Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping into the martial arts dojo for a masterclass on conquering the Cambridge Computer Science and Information Technology syllabuses. Whether you're studying code 0417, 0478, 2210, 9618, or 9626, the core strategy remains exactly the same. Our focus today is on Section 1.5, real-time processing, but more importantly, we are going to master the absolute underlying exam strategies that Cambridge examiners are desperately looking for. We constantly see two types of students in the exam hall. First, there's Alex. Alex overloads every answer with raw computer science facts, spitting out everything they know about microprocessors, but with zero actual analysis. Then there's Sam. Sam rushes the paper, completely misses the specific command word requirements, and throws away easy method marks. Today, we are going to fix both of those approaches. The goal? Flow like water. Adapt your style to any question that comes your way.
To get you into that flow state, here is our strict training regimen for today's session. First up, we tackle the real-time challenge. Second, we break down the procedural framework. Third, we are going over the top examiner warnings. Fourth, we'll look at mastering comparative analysis. And finally, we will lock in the exam success blueprint.
Section 1. The real-time challenge. We are going to start by looking at how to face totally unfamiliar contexts without freezing up. I want to pose this exact question directly to you, and I want you to really think about it. Why do students find applying concepts to unfamiliar contexts so incredibly hard? When you open that past paper and the exam throws a massive scenario at you about a complex burglar alarm network, a citywide traffic control grid, or even just an automated car park barrier, why do so many students just freeze? They know what a microprocessor is, they know what a sensor is, but they absolutely struggle to explain how those components specifically operate the traffic lights in that exact, unique scenario. Alex will just write down the dictionary definition of a sensor. Sam will write about how traffic lights work in general, missing the fact that the question asked about a specific induction loop system. This is a wildly misunderstood area, but listen to me, it is exactly where the highest marks are hidden. Before we continue, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now. The Cambridge Assessment Framework isn't looking for superficial breadth. They do not want you to just list off components like a robot. Look at this insight straight from the examiners. Top-performing students exhibit connected, conceptual understanding, transferable to unfamiliar contexts. They are aggressively prioritizing analytical depth. They want to see that you fundamentally grasp how inputs, processing, and outputs interact in real time, no matter what wild scenario they throw at you on exam day. This is where you need to implement frameworks like PEAL, point, evidence, explanation, link. You make your point about the microprocessor, you provide evidence from the scenario, you explain the real-time processing action, and you link it back to the overall system function. That is how you show connected understanding. The ultimate secret weapon of the highest achievers is right here. Cross-topic connections equal significantly higher marks. This is a crucial, undeniable finding straight from the principal examiner reports. If you are discussing a real-time burglar alarm, and you can naturally integrate concepts from other syllabus areas, you are demonstrating that connected understanding that examiners crave. Can you mention network security protocols? Can you discuss the data transmission methods between the sensor and the microprocessor? What about the database structures required for logging entry times? When you integrate real-time processing with the wider computer science syllabus, that is when you secure those top-grade boundaries. Section 2, the procedural framework. Let's get into the discipline phase and talk about the method mark strategy. Now, what is really interesting here is understanding exactly how you are graded. The method mark strategy is an assessment principle where candidates are awarded marks for demonstrating the correct analytical process rather than just arriving at the final answer. Cambridge examiners actively, enthusiastically reward logical, structured reasoning. Even if your final conclusion about a traffic control system isn't 100% perfect, if you demonstrate a rigorous, systematic method of analyzing the analog-to-digital converters, the sensors, and the processing logic, you are going to pick up significant marks. It's about the journey of your logic, not just the destination. So, how do we guarantee those method marks? By following this precise, 5-step procedural framework for tackling examination questions. Step 1. Deconstruct the question. What is the command word? Is it describe, explain, or evaluate? Decoding command words is step 1 of our success blueprint. Step 2. Extract relevant data. What specific sensors or actuators are actually mentioned in the text? Step 3. Select your analytical framework. Are you using PEAL? Step 4. Execute with clear notation, showing you're working logically. And step 5, present with correct terminology. Never, ever just write, "it sends a message." You must say, "the continuous analog data from the sensor is converted to discrete digital data via an ADC before being transmitted to the microprocessor." That is the level of precision we need. Section 3, Top Examiner Warnings. It's time to talk about avoiding the pitfalls where students constantly bleed easy marks. There is a very specific number we need to focus on right now. 3. There are 3 fatal mistakes constantly flagged in the principal examiner reports, specifically when dealing with real-time processing scenarios. But before I reveal these 3 fatal flaws, stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acexams_IGCSE, to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to at acexams_IGCSE and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions.
All right, let's break down these top 3 errors. First, forgetting to include the proper format. Second, failing to check overall presentation. And third, providing generic answers that are not specific to the context. The source material is adamant about this. Strict conventions like proper headings, correct terminology, appropriate formats, and clear annotation are not optional. They are mandatory professional skills. If a question asks you to write a report evaluating a new car park system and you just write a block of text with no structure, you lose marks. Alex makes this mistake constantly. Sam makes it because Sam is rushing. Don't be like them.
Consider this an absolute examiner alert. Listen to this closely. The classic mistake is providing generic answers not specific to the question context. Always link every point to the given scenario. This is where the battle is won or lost. Let's do a quick find the flaw challenge right now. Imagine a student writes, "The microprocessor receives data, checks it against stored values, and sends a signal to an actuator." What is the flaw? The flaw is that it is completely generic. If the exam question is about a traffic light system, your answer must integrate the context of traffic flow, pedestrian wait timings, and the actual lights turning red or green. If you just recite generic theory, you will simply not get the marks.
Here is a quick, practical speed challenge for you to actively engage with this material right now. I want you to create a memory hack. Build a mnemonic using the first letters of the key terms we have discussed. Take those 5 procedural steps: deconstruct, extract, select, execute, present. DESEP. Or use the PEEL framework. Building a mental anchor right now, in this moment, will save you vital, precious minutes when you are under immense pressure in the exam hall. Let's mentally put 30 seconds on the clock and visualize writing one perfect, context-specific PEEL paragraph about a burglar alarm. Point, evidence, explanation, link. Keep that structure in your head at all times.
Section 4, Mastering Comparative Analysis. This is where we elevate your skills and achieve the final form. Notice the massive contrast between what average students do against the top-scoring candidates. The weak approach, which is what Alex does, is purely descriptive. It just lists isolated facts without linking them to the core scenario. Saying a burglar alarm has a motion sensor is weak. It's too basic. The strong approach is evaluative. It identifies similarities and differences. It uses comparative connectives, and it relies heavily on evidence. While both System A and System B utilize infrared motion sensors, System A is far more appropriate for the specific warehouse scenario because its real-time processing loop has a lower latency, meaning the alarm triggers faster. That is evidence-based reasoning, drawing high-level conclusions.
Let's look at the cognitive domains that the syllabus actually targets. At the base level, you have the descriptive domain, where the required action is simply to state facts clearly. Moving up, you have the analytical domain, demanding that you compare alternative approaches. But the absolute peak, the level of true mastery, is the evaluative domain. Here, you must question assumptions, consider different perspectives, and justify your decisions with hard evidence from the scenario. This ties perfectly into our time management matrix strategy. Do not spend 20 minutes writing descriptive facts for an 8-mark evaluate question. If you want the highest grade, you must spend your time living in the evaluative domain.
Section 5, the Exam Success Blueprint. It is time to bring it all together and learn to flow like water. Here is your complete, comprehensive answering system. Rule 1. Base your answers on exact definitions and causal relationships. Rule 2. Religiously apply the 5-step procedural framework and the PEEL structure to secure your method marks. Rule 3. Follow strict presentation conventions. Rule 4, and perhaps the most absolutely crucial rule of all, Always link your answers to the specific real-time scenario they have given you in the prompt. And finally, Rule 5, demonstrate evaluative thinking and justify every single decision with evidence. This is your cheat sheet. This is your blueprint. This is how you guarantee top marks. So I leave you with this final, provocative thought as you head back to your past paper practice. When the next completely unfamiliar real-time processing scenario appears on your desk, will you freeze like Alex and Sam, relying only on memorized facts and rushing through the command words? Or will you trust the analytical framework, apply the methodology, and flow like water to secure every single mark? Students who implement these computer science strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to @acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for computer science and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every comment. Like and share this video with a study partner. Ace the Exams. Your Cambridge success starts here.